What's up, vinyl community? It's your boy Chris, coming at you as always from the man cave. Haven't done a video in a few weeks. I've been swamped, super busy, working a lot of hours, selling a lot of records, acquiring a lot of records. Just, yeah, man, it's busy sometimes. But I wanted to share with you guys a few new acquisitions. Good way for me to climb back into doing a video after a few weeks off is always to do a quick new acquisitions video. I've always got new stuff coming in, whether I post about it or not, whether you see it or not. There's always new stuff coming in. There's always old stuff going out to make room for the new stuff. And by new stuff, of course, I mean new old stuff. You guys know how I roll. I'm not buying too much new stuff. So, diving right on in. The Soul Stanley Turrentine, or Turrentine, whichever way you guys want to say it. I've heard it said both ways. I believe it's Turrentine. One thing I've come to find about Stanley's catalog is it's, for the most part, pretty cheap, guys. I mean, honestly. It really is a pretty cheap catalog, all things considered. Even the Blue Note stuff is not quite as expensive as other Blue Note stuff, seemingly for some reason. I mean, I acquired 2 mono pressings of Joyride within a couple of weeks span. I got one for sale right now. Excuse me, one for sale right now. I just sold one. I'm keeping the one obviously in better condition. But the Soul Stanley Turrentine, recent acquisition of mine. Next up, Americans in Europe, Volume 1. It's on Impulse. ABC labels. It's got Kenny Clark, Lou Bennett, Bud Powell, Jimmy Wood, Idris Suleiman, I think I'm saying that right, or Suleiman, Jimmy Gourley, Joe Harris, Bill Smith, Herb Geller, and Bob Carter. It's recorded live January 3rd, 1963 in Koblenz, Germany. Very great condition. Had to have it. This Impulse. I wanted it. Along with that, in the same pickup, Americans in Europe, Volume 2. Impulse. Obviously, Don Bias, Albert Nicholas, Champion Jack Dupree, Kansas Fields, Peanut Holland, Nelson Williams, Earl Howard, Jimmy Wood, Bob Carter, Joe Harris, Idris Suleiman, and Bud Powell. Recorded live January 3rd, 1963, Koblenz, Germany. Impulse, had to have it, obviously. And you know, it's a good record as well, obviously, but Impulse, had to have it. Next up, one that's becoming increasingly hard to find, actually. Milt Jackson, Bags Opus. It's on UA, United Artists. Awesome record. Features, of course, Milt, Benny Golson, Art Farmer, Connie Kay, Tommy Flanagan, and Paul Chambers. The great Paul Chambers. I love Paul Chambers. I'd like to have some more solo Paul Chambers work. Awesome recording. Very happy to have it. New copy, super clean. Highly recommended. Haven't even had a chance to drop the needle on this bad boy yet. Can't wait to do so. Had to blow a little dust off of there, sorry guys. Very happy to have this. Alright. Now I'm getting to the big dogs. This is going to be a pretty quick video. There's not that many in this one. It's going to be a pretty quick video for the most part. I got to, also got a few extra things I want to do for this one. This one is a big one for me, and what's amazing about it is it's a big one, but it's not a first press. And for you guys who know me, a first press is never anything more than a placeholder when it comes to jazz. All right. A solid reissue from the original tapes will do me for any other genre. For rock and roll especially. For hip hop especially. It's going to do me. Solid reissue, master tapes, you got me. I never need to go look for the first press. I mean, that's going to hold me forever. But for jazz, a good reissue is still only ever a good placeholder for me. And this is going to be a damn good placeholder because I can never find this first press. Yusef Lateef, Eastern Sounds. Now, for you jazz heads watching this video right now, guys like me, you know how damn hard it is to find a first press of this in good condition for a good price. It's a 70s reissue. See that green Prestige label? My fellow jazz heads, you guys are familiar with this one. I've got a few with this one. I got a Rusty Bryant, and I got several others. And these things, the vinyl, weighs nothing. I feel like I could just take my hands and just snap this right now. But they sound supreme. They sound phenomenal. It sounds absolutely incredible. And seeing as how I never, ever, 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 for some reason, see this one. And I can't figure out why. But I don't. Me and a buddy of mine had the same struggle. We have this tagged as a permanent search on eBay. It's on our want list on Discogs. We have it. And it never pops up. The first press, I mean. Ever. But he's got this pressing. My buddy's got this pressing. And he found an extra one of this pressing. And he immediately, he knew I wanted it as well. So he immediately hit me. He didn't even ask me before he grabbed it for me. He just like, hey man, grab this for you today. I knew you were going to want it. Yeah, it'll hold a spot for you. Sounds familiar, sounds remarkable, excuse me. Sounds remarkable. One of these days, damn it, I will find my first press. Funny enough, I've actually told my friend that in the event that I don't find it first, I've got dibs on your second. Because I know the first one he finds, he's keeping. But if he finds two of them, dibs. In the meantime, this one's more than a solid placeholder. It could belong to one of you guys someday. So if you ever see me do a video where I show off my super fancy new first press Yusef Lateef Eastern Sounds, remember this moment right now. Holler at your boy. We can make a deal. It sounds remarkable. It really does. Next up, big dog. Always a big dog for me. Anything Blakey. Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, the Freedom Rider. First stereo. You guys know how I roll. It's got the New York labels. Full treatment. Beautiful. Is there anything better than a clean Blue Note label? I don't think so. Not in my opinion. New York labels again. As always with any Blue Note session, incredible, incredible musicians on the session. And for Blakey, it's never any different. Lee Morgan, Wayne Shorter, Bobby Timmons, and Jimmy Merritt. Man, you just can't do any wrong ever. Blakey never made a bad record. And this one is super duper clean. It's got no splits. It's got no ring wear. It's got no anything wrong with it whatsoever. And it sounds remarkable, especially after giving it good clean as soon as I acquire it. My routine, always, I get asked this a lot. My routine, as soon as I get in a stack of new records, because I usually get them in bulk. I don't usually get in one or two. Is, pop it open, get the spin clean out, get a good record going in the background, get some good fluid, clean them all up real nice, have a beer or two or six, depends on how many I got in the fridge. And if I don't have enough, might be time for a B-double-E-double-R-U. Anyway, sorry. I digress, as I tend to do. But that's my routine, and it's relaxing to me, and I enjoy it quite a lot. All right, next one up is the big dog in my recent acquisitions, obviously. Man, I've had a lot of luck with Donald Byrd lately. This last calendar year, 2018, 2019, so far, I've had a lot of luck, and I got a couple more coming, by the way. Stay tuned. Donald Byrd, Fuego. That's the first stereo press. As you guys can see, Jackie McLean, Duke Pearson. I love Duke Pearson. I love Jackie McLean. Duck Watkins and Lex Humphreys. First stereo once again. Got the 47 West 63rd NYC labels. Would you guys have it any other way? Well, I mean, I would. I like the Lexingtons. Obviously, anytime you got a Lexington Blue Note, that's baller status right there. And I got more than my fair share. So no complaints from your boy Chris. But that's a big dog. And I would tell you about the couple of birds that I got coming to me, but I don't want to spoil a future video, because I got a cool future video cooking for you guys on some records that I'm really trying to acquire right now. And it's really not a trying at this point. It's just how long is it going to take me to acquire, because the gentleman that I've got holding them for me doesn't even know me, has never met me, and is still holding them for me anyway. You can't beat the vinyl community, you guys. You can't beat it. And I've already sent him like $500. I don't think he's going to send it back. All right. Next up, recent acquisition from a friend of mine. Recently just joined the vinyl community. His name is Chris. Great name. So automatically I like him, right? Once I saw a t-shirt that a guy was wearing, and it said, "Everyone knows a douchebag named Chris." And I'm positive, I don't know, because this is a stranger, I'm positive his name was Chris, and he was just being, facetious. He was just being funny. And I thought about it for him, and I'm like, hey, well, Chris is one of the damn most common names in the history of planet Earth. Like, it doesn't even know a race or anything, or gender for that matter. I know several women that go by Chris. So I work with like 4 of them. Funny story, there's no other way to tell this. At work, a young guy named Chris. I'm Chris. Big boss man's name is Chris. And we're little Chris, medium Chris, tall Chris. I'm the medium Chris. Other guys like 6'5". But that's how we refer to one another, because you say Chris, everybody turns. But I thought that was funny. Quick side story. I digress, as I usually do. All right, but anyway, my buddy Chris. Chris Has the Spins is the name of his channel, you guys. He's got like 50 subscribers now. He's working his way up. His videos are great. He's a little bit of a rambler, like me. His videos run a little long because he likes to talk, I can tell. Or maybe, I don't know about he likes to talk in general, but he definitely likes to talk about music, because his videos are running 40, 50 minutes. Mine do the same thing. But I love every second of them. The guy's a great storyteller. He's obviously passionate about what he does. He's a great guitar player. He's a great guy, and he's a guy that I look forward to meeting in person one day and having a few beers and listening to some good music, because he's a hell of a good guy. And he has got this contest going on right now, guys. Chris Has the Spins. He's got a no subscribers contest. How bold is that? And his idea, most contests, the idea is to celebrate a milestone. 100 subscribers, 200, 500, 1,000, 10,000. I don't know who's got that many. But anyway, that's most people's ideas. His is, I'm starting out. Let me see if I can get a few friends of mine that I know to spread the word and get me some subscribers out there. And, I'll have a giveaway, and it'll be fun. And it's very, very, very fun. And I haven't shot my video yet. I look forward to possibly doing it today or tomorrow. But Chris Has the Spins, you guys. Exactly how it's spelled. CHRIS Has the Spins. Look him up. I'll include a link in the info about this for this video. I'll include a link. Go. Please participate. Let him know on his contest video that you participated. And I plan on participating as well. So good luck. And please. He really deserves it. This guy's really putting some skin in the game. He's an awesome guy. You won't regret doing it. So, anyway, I didn't just want to do a promo for a friend of mine, even though I was going to. He and I worked at a trade recently. I had a box set, Hendrix box set, that I had listed for sale on Instagram, because I always sell a bunch of old stuff whenever I'm trying to buy some new stuff, or some new old stuff, as you guys know how I roll. And, it was a high price, $85. And he had this. John Coltrane, Infinity, as you can see, sealed since 1972. Man, I once had a copy of this. It was pretty beat. It played through, but it was pretty beat. And I had a friend that I had just met in the vinyl community that had said he had no Coltrane. Hey man, you have an awesome Coltrane collection. I just wish I had some Coltrane. And I'm like, no Coltrane? I can't have that. So I boxed my copy up of this and a couple others, and I sent them to him. I can't have that, damn it. You've got to have some Coltrane. So I sent them to him. And I thought to myself, the ones I sent, I'm like, I'll get them back. You know, it's no big deal. I'll get them back. I know people. I'm out there. I'll get them back. And I'll be damned. I sent out my beat copy for free to help out a buddy, and I get this in exchange in a trade. So he flips me this and some cash for a 6 LP Hendrix box set. And I don't know how long Chris had this. I don't know if he was just, you know, kind of like scared of the prospect of opening it, or maybe he didn't want to deplete the value, or maybe he was just holding it as like a trade pawn, which is fine, because I've bought records like that before thinking I can flip this or I can trade this. I don't know, but it worked. And I had promised Chris one thing. I said, absolutely, you got a deal on the trade. It's not staying sealed long. And by not staying sealed long, meaning, guess what we getting ready to do now? 2 things. I'm getting ready to pop the seal. And then I'm throwing this damn shrink wrap in the garbage, because that's where shrink wrap belongs. Shrink wrap is garbage. Sorry for any of you guys who disagree. Like, oh, it's got the promo stickers, who cares? Take your shrink wrap off, throw it in the garbage, put a good sleeve on it. Shrink wrap sucks. That's my opinion. Everybody's entitled to theirs. If you like shrink wrap, by all means keep it moving, but don't charge me more for your record because you have shrink on it. Because I don't give a shit, because I'm going to cut it off and throw it in the garbage anyway. Honesty from your boy at Tunes for the Man Cave, as you guys would always obviously come to expect. I got my knife given to me by my best friend the day he got married. Got my initials and everything on it. Sweet gift, my favorite gift I've ever received for being a groomsman in a wedding. And I got this train. So, gonna be pretty careful here. As careful as I can be. There you go. Alright. Now this plastic must come off. Something comes about this old shrink is it peels off in layers. It doesn't ever just come off in one big section like the new stuff does. See how it's coming off in sections. But anyway. That shrink and that plastic, that sealed record that you guys just saw a minute ago, he gone. No more shrink, no more seal. Still got that damn price tag up there in the corner. Yeah. The bastards who originally sold it stapled it to the sleeve. Oh, you slick fuckers. Okay. I got something for that too. All right. My trusty knife. That's gone too. There you go. That's the way a record's supposed to look, guys. See that? What I'm talking about. Oh, I don't even know if you guys could pick up that noise. First time that gatefold's been opened. Sweet. So sweet. Mr. Coltrane. Guys, there's something about buying a record this old sealed. And most people look at it as an acquisition. I'm going to be able to buy this. I'm going to either keep it in my collection sealed, or I'm going to flip it later. Now, to the people who grab those to flip them later to maybe make some money for a future acquisition, I can't be mad at you because I've done it. But it's going to always be something I'm not interested in keeping. Good price, sure, why not? I can flip it to the right person, or a trade, a sale, whatever. But for those of you who buy it and just put it on your shelf forever and you don't want to flip it, you just want to brag that you've got a sealed record, why? I ask you sincerely, why? Records are meant to be played. They just are. If you're not going to play it, sell it, keep it moving, put it in the hands of somebody who will play it. And my boy Chris, thank you. You knew you had your match. You knew you had met your guy when you found me. You knew there was no chance in hell I was keeping this sealed. You knew it was popping. You knew it was going on the table. John Coltrane, Infinity. So, let's get a look at this 47-year-old wax, shall we? Yeah, the original inner sleeve, obviously, because it's never been opened. That beautiful Impulse ABC Records label. Super, super clean. Little residue from the inner sleeve. Other than that, immaculate. I'm the first person to ever hold this one, guys. You can't beat it. And here in a few minutes, I'm going to be the first person to ever throw it on. And it's worth it to me. A couple of years ago, I'll give you two quick stories, actually, about new and sealed records. A couple of years ago, my favorite record store, Lunchbox Records in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. If you guys are watching me and are from the area, or if you guys have the means and hope to one day visit Charlotte, North Carolina, that should be your first stop for records, especially if you're into any kind of punk or grunge or metal or anything like that, especially. But they immediately post on Instagram that they have a Tom Petty Full Moon Fever sealed. So I shoot a message up there real quick and say, hold it. Can you hold it for me? Any chance you can hold it for me? And I go there often enough for like, yeah, we can hold it. You know, when do you think you're going to pick it up? So I tell you what, if I'm not there in 2 hours, put it back on the shelf. So I got my clothes on. I was there about an hour and 15 because I live 45 minutes from the store. And I grabbed it. It's $50. And a lot of people are like, okay, well, $50, you probably could have bought that cheaper, not sealed. But I was the first person to drop the needle on that wax. And it sounded great. And I'll forever know that I'll be the first person. And I'll be damned, the last person, really, to listen to that album. And I love that. That's so great. It's not like buying, Gary Clark Jr.'s new album that just came out. I mean, it just came out. So obviously I'm going to, be the first to drop the wax, the needle on the wax and everything like that. This is a 30-something-year-old record, and in this case, a 47-year-old record. That's so cool. That's so cool. So I'm all about an old sealed record for the right price. I'll pay a little more to be the first. And if that's weird to you guys, then whatever. But I love it. And it was a few years ago, another quick sealed story. I had bought this Jimi Hendrix, and it was this it was clear vinyl. It was a Ryko set. I think it was Kiss the Sky. Kiss the Sky. I will show it to you guys right now in this video, but I didn't have it up for the purposes of this video. The story's random. I'm sorry. And I went in there and I bought it one day, and it was almost, I think it was like $30 or $40. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't nothing major. I took it home, immediately popped that plastic, threw it on, spun it, loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So about a week later, I'm back in the store, and I'm talking to the same guy who sold it to me, and I said, dude, that Hendrix, killer, sounds phenomenal. He immediately stops dead. Stops what he's doing, looks at me. You opened it? Like that. Yeah, couldn't freaking wait. Popped the plastic as soon as I got in the house. Yeah, why? And he just stops what he's doing, looks at me like I'm the worst person on God's green earth, shakes his head. and gets back to what he was doing. Like, okay, this person just doesn't get me. And maybe this store just doesn't get me. I think I've been back in that store once since, and that was about 5 years ago. They don't get me. Sorry. Like, it wasn't out of spite. It's like they don't get me. I'm a listener. I'm not a collector. Come. A record collector, okay, that's the term, but I'm not a collector. I am a listener. I am a fan. First and foremost. I wouldn't even sell a record to somebody if I knew that they were just going to, like, display it or keep it sealed. If I had a sealed record and I knew the person I was selling it to was just going to keep it, I wouldn't even sell it to them. Honestly. I wouldn't. First of all, I wouldn't have a sealed record. But you get what I'm saying. You pick it up what I'm putting down. All right. So, Chris has the spins, you guys. Enter his contest. Subscribe to his channel. Please. I think the contest ends March 3rd, so you got some time. It's a very fun contest. It's very challenging. He's a great guy. You're going to love subscribing to his channel. So if you're just subscribing to win some shit, no need. You're going to want to watch the videos. He's got some great stuff. All right, and on a final note, quick promotion. So, I'm sure you guys aren't shocked. About a month ago, 2 months ago-ish, I bought this Joe Henderson Mode for Joe second press right there during the conversion to Liberty. 1967. Liberty labels. Because I always wanted the album. I was holding out. And this was the earliest press I'd ever had a chance to get. And it's like, you know what, damn it, I'm really just tired of not having this album. So I went ahead and bought it up. Well, about 3 or 4 days ago, a buddy of mine offers me a first stereo. Clean. Super clean. You'll be seeing it in a future video, no doubt. He offers it to me. And obviously, I could not turn it down. Tonto jumped on it. It's in the mail now. It'll be here in a couple of days. Again, you'll see it on the future video. But what that means is this one, this beauty, is for sale. If you are interested, because I want to spread the love, there's no need to have a first and a second. The first will suffice. If you are interested, hit me up in the bottom in the comments. Let me know that you're interested, and we'll discuss it. Not in the comments, obviously. I'll give you a way to contact me. We'll discuss it. But again, Mode for Joe by Joe Henderson. I don't need to explain anymore. I don't think. It's iconic. It's classic. But it is for sale. I'm selling it on Instagram in my stories. And for some of you who don't follow me along on Instagram, I just want to put this in the hands of somebody who's going to appreciate the music. I'm not looking to get rich off of it. I'm only asking what I paid for it. Not even looking to turn a profit. So, until next time, until next video, and next video is probably going to be my subscription entry to my buddy Chris has a spins contest. Keep dropping that needle, you guys.